right, let's get it.
Play my shit, play my shit. Yes, sir. Brotherhood Banter back with another episode. Episode 11.
11.
It's been a
Missed 1 week
one
due
week.
to some family circumstances, but we're back at it and not gonna miss no more.
Yep. Hopefully, we keep these videos rolling and we keep allowing ourselves to set this time aside and just fellowship and link up,
Yeah.
vibe. And I would say in this time right now, we really needed
It's,
this. So
it's one of the main things we need after the week we've had.
yeah.
We might as well just go ahead and get it out.
Yeah, I mean, my grandma, my Nina, she is very sick now, and she just got moved over to hospice. So she's going through it and just trying to make sure we're there for her, make sure she's as comfortable as possible. And, I think we've done that so far and just continuing the waiting game and, praying about it, accepting all prayers and,
Yeah.
just asking God to take control of this thing. So,
Definitely praying about it. Like you said, just want her to be comfortable, but I've thought this whole week like she's like so I'm in a little bit jealous of her because she's gonna get to go see mom. She's
yeah,
gonna get to go see Papa Roger. Like so that's kind of the positive things that I've tried to put in my head instead of being down all week.
of course.
It's tough to see her as sick as she was and tough to see her in the position that she's in, but man, she's going to a lot of better place and
Yeah.
don't got to deal with all the craziness of the world that we still got to deal with.
That's right, and it's good though. I think it's been definitely an up and down time, but it is nice to see, like just the family come together
Hmm.
and you get to trade off different stories and just
Some
talk about life
some
and the
stories
good
that we've never
times.
even heard of
Yeah,
about
of
grandma.
course. So, that's been cool and life happens. We don't always get to keep up with everybody
Yeah.
and so everybody coming together and stuff and fellowship and being there for each other, what family's all about.
Yep. I
That's
mean, I think everybody has their own stuff that they got to do. Everybody has a life that they've got to live and jobs that they've got to go to. But whenever it's needed, whenever the family needs something, we all come together, and that's this week. That's been the coolest part of everything. Like, yeah, it's a messed up situation seeing grandma like that, and nobody wants to see her like that. But this week for me has been so therapeutic, just being able to reminisce and catch up with family that you don't get to see or talk to every day, and like you said, hear different stories, tell your own stories, and I mean it's sad, but it's also been real upbeat just seeing how close the family is whenever everything's needed.
right. And I don't know about your life right now, but in my life, I made a small little post about Nina being sick and stuff, and just the people reaching out, that maybe I hadn't heard from in a while, or people that I do hear from all the
Hmm.
time, continuing and just make sure, that we're cool, the family's all right, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and also
That's
just
been good to see.
even people that we don't know reaching out and sometimes sharing a little story of how Nina's touched their lives. I
Mhm.
mean, it's really cool to see how great our grandma was, and it's not just a biased opinion coming from her family, like people that weren't family,
Right.
just people that she's touched, people that she's introduced to God, and just different things like that. It's really been cool to see how great she was, not only in the family's lives, but in everybody's lives that she touched.
Of course. And I think it's awesome that like even people come in. Like I had a client come in to start training and she was like, "Yeah, I knew your mom and she's sharing kind of how mom helped her and I just think that's so cool
Yeah,
like, that people recognize me and that
recognize you, and
associate me with
still,
such
still
a
10 plus years
yeah,
later,
you know.
this is what your mom did for me. Like it's really cool, and it's a really good feeling knowing that's the type of family that you came from.
Exactly. And that's like I would say that's like the best compliment to get is somebody saying like, your mom would be so proud of you and
Yeah,
she's definitely cheering you on and stuff like that. Like that makes me smile. Like
yeah.
that makes me feel upbeat. So, of
But also in the same sense, like it's a great compliment to get, but it's also a lot to live up to.
course.
Like we've got our goals and got stuff that we want to do, but I don't know about you, but in the back of my mind, it's like can't mess up the family reputation that we have either. Like we've always got to be good to people, always got to try to do the best we can to help anybody that we can
Mhm.
help, because
That's
I mean, that's what's been laid out in front of us. So we still have to take that torch and carry that on, and for me, pass that down to my kids and hope they carry the torch as well and keep the family reputation and the family name in good standing and everything like that as well.
exactly that's what it's always been about is making mama proud. So,
Mhm.
I think we're doing that, and you know, I think little signs sometimes like I might see a butterfly
Yep.
randomly or a butterfly might land on something, and it's like I knew what you was doing there. So
Mhm.
so stuff like that is
Yep.
cool,
It's
man.
always
And
cool to see them little signs. I know I've seen it, and sometimes where I haven't talked to nobody and dealing with stuff, and you just see just in the most random places a little butterfly fly across or a little butterfly land on something beside you, and it's just that small little sign that God gives us sometimes just to know that hey, we're still watching you, we still got your back, even if we aren't here in the physical form.
exactly, exactly. I'm trying to think of some other
Man.
instances where I seen like like I feel like it happens more often the older I get. I start to
Mhm.
notice stuff, and I think that's what it's about is appreciating the little things. And once you find out what makes you happy and how to make yourself happy, appreciate the little things life has to offer. You start to notice little signs here and there,
Yeah.
and it's like it's like yeah,
Notice
I see what you did
definitely
there.
notice those signs, and also for me, like we've talked in the past about me finally getting on that path right with God and working on my relationship with God. It's really opened my eyes to just how great mom has it right now. So that's
Yeah,
also a good feeling, even if I'm not seeing those signs as much. Like in my mind, I still know that mom's watching down on me, and she doesn't have to deal with all the craziness of the world. She can watch from up there,
yeah, she got the
and
best seat.
yeah, best seat in the house.
Heck yeah, heck yeah, that's what's up, man. But yeah, like you said, just family. Like that's a powerful word
Yeah,
if
it
you
is.
if you really have gotten to experience that full fledged and right now we're experiencing it, and it's been for the reason bad, but also a good thing too to it's just
Just be
refreshing.
able just be able to have those people to lean on,
Of course, it's just refreshing, but
and
aside
and
okay.
also, I mean, if anybody listening, like you don't feel like you have that, reach out to us on Instagram, TikTok, whatever.
Of
I
course.
mean, we're always here to talk. I mean, like I said before, like we aim to help other people. Like that's the main point of what this podcast is about. So I mean, if you don't feel like you have that, I mean, we're always down to take in more family and show you the way that we do it and everything else. So feel free to reach out.
Of course. It's just different on this
Yeah.
side, man. It's different over here, but yeah, man, that's what's up. And not to be too down the whole episode, but um how was the week for you this week?
This week's, I mean,
I mean,
like
aside from that,
aside from that, it's been tough, but I mean, I feel like I've had a good week.
yeah,
I mean, not a whole lot I complain about. I missed a football practice because of what we were dealing with at the hospital, but it was really cool. The head coach that I coached with, he told me that a bunch of the kids were asking like where I was at. So it's cool to know that I'm having that impact not just on the football field, but like they're wondering where I'm at to see how I'm doing or see what's going on or whatever else. So it's cool to just know that I've had some type of impact on the kids that I've been coaching.
that's great, man. That's great. And same with me. I got a text from the coaching staff saying, that they were thinking about me and stuff. I had missed the game on Friday. Shout out to them boys at Tillman. Another big dub. So, that's great. And then last night I went out to the barbecue on the river for a little
Hmm.
while, and I seen a lot of the kids that play on the team. So that was nice to see them and ask them how the game went and catch up with them and let them kind of know what was going on and why I wasn't there,
Yeah.
so that they weren't in the dark about it. So
And I mean, that just goes right along with what we've talked about since the beginning of this podcast that sports in general and coaching in general is bigger than just the sport.
right,
Like you grow into a sports family.
exactly. And just hearing that, uplifted
Yeah.
me, noticing that maybe we weren't there or
Mhm.
something like that. So that's good to know that I am making an
Not
impact
not
on
just our
somebody.
not just our blood family, but like we've grown sports families, work
Right,
families, everything like that. So it's really good. It's a really good feeling just to know that you've got multiple people to lean on whenever you really need it.
of course. And that's what I mean. Like you said, that's exactly what family is about. Uh, I think everybody deserves to have some. somebody they could call their family,
Yeah,
and that's there for them. Everybody needs somebody,
exactly.
and God. You need somebody and God.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, like you said, family is. I mean, it's one of the strongest words I can think of.
Yeah,
Whenever you really got it, there's just nothing like it.
I feel you, man. I feel you, especially now.
All the drama and stuff that families go through. Whenever it's time to ride, or whenever you really need something, family's the first thing I look to.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Got
That's
to.
what That's what it's all about. But I would say the week for me was it was a long week, but I still got things done that I
Hmm.
needed to get done, and I definitely had some positives too. So it wasn't all bad, and I would say the biggest thing for me is just the waiting game, waiting
Hmm.
around, and you know
Yeah,
being
that's
at the
definitely been the
hospital kind of
toughest
brings
part.
your
Yeah.
brings your mood down a little bit, but we're gonna bounce back. It's gonna be all right. God's got it,
Yes.
and just trying to fully
God's
give it
got
to
it.
Him, and
He's about got that place ready for, and
yeah,
I can only imagine what her place is gonna be like.
I know it. I know it, but
Her and mom gonna live right next to each other,
for sure.
bugging the mess out of mom. Her and mom gonna be sipping on their cokes.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's what's up, man. But not to go on too long. That's about all we got for this week's episode. Family is huge. Everybody deserves to have it. If you going through some things with your family, mend it, cause you'll regret not.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've been
We've
seeing,
we've seen that and dealt with that too
yeah.
this
So
week. So I mean, if you got problems that you need to deal with, hash it out. Do whatever you got to do because families, apart from God, it's the most important thing that you can
exactly,
have.
exactly. And time stops for no man. So you
And
know
don't ever think that you've got time. Like it can be gone just like that.
that's
So
right.
you think you got time, might want to think again.
Yeah,
If you can do it, reach out now. Do whatever you got to do now because it can be gone just like that in the blink of an eye.
exactly. Get in the word. Appreciate the little things life has to offer. Embrace your family, and have a good week this week.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what's
Have a
up,
good one. We'll be back next week. Let's get
sir.
it.